I got a comment on a recent live stream asking about one of my songs from a couple years ago and asking why on my album EP Once, why did I sing with an accent? And I thought it just set me on I thought it was the funniest thing ever, because I kind of do have an accent on certain words in it, and it's just so funny because I haven't really thought about that in a long time. So I really appreciated that comment and somebody asking. So I figured, you know what, let me make a whole video on that. So let's talk about that. The year was 2014. I was releasing my first ever EP album, actually the only actual cohesive album that I've ever released. I was calling it an album, not an EP at the time, that I've ever actually released. It wasn't my first song released, but it was the first body of work. The album consists of, I believe, 7 songs, Growing Up being one that I still play decently often, actually. That one has stuck around for quite some time. But it was called Once. I don't exactly remember why I called it Once. I'm sure I could go back in my journal and find out why I did that. I don't exactly remember. But let me show you a little section of what we're talking about here. So you can actually see that was a logo I was using for a long time. And then I spray painted Once on top of it. And I actually taped them up against the wall. You could actually go to this wall. I've been to the wall 1,000 times because it's in Northport Village. A friend of mine named Chris took this photo. I had, for the longest time, that cardboard still with my name on it. For the longest time, I still had it. I still have that hat, actually. But I had it because I wanted to give it away, like as a prop. But I'm pretty sure I threw it out. I'm almost it's like a 50-50 chance if I threw it out or I still have it. I don't remember off the top of my head. Let me show you the example of the accent, though. This is slow dance.
Slow dance in an empty parking lot tonight. We'll make it ours. Headlights are shining so bright, they illuminate your eyes. As the stars, they shoot across the sky, your mind can't fathom.
I think it says hand somewhere in here. I don't exactly remember. I think I say hand instead of hand. Let's explain why. I was a super new singer at this time. Like I was very, very new to singing, and I really didn't exactly know what to do. I was trying my best, and I was heavily influenced by artists like Ed Sheeran, James Bay, Passenger, all of those singers being from the UK. I was listening to so much of their music at this time that when I was singing and trying to sing and learning to sing, they were the people that I was listening to. So when I tried singing some of those words, some of those things, it actually came out influenced by, subconsciously, I think, by Ed Sheeran or all these other people. That's why if you listen to actually all of the album, you can hear the Hand, Let's Slow Dance in an empty parking lot. So that's the reason why I was heavily influenced by European artists at the time, particularly from the UK region, and it's subconsciously on certain words you could listen. I'm curious actually if you go back and listen to the album, what other words you find, because Hand is definitely one, and I feel like people brought it up when I was actually releasing the song, but this was such a beast for me to do that it was like, I'll just leave it. I don't even know. I don't even care. And I sang it live like that for a long time too. And now I'd probably say it differently. But it's just funny to see how much influence and just being a bit new songwriter and singer has to do with that. So it's cool to have a body of work where you can go back and look at certain things and be like, oh, we did that differently. I would do this differently. Wow, it's a timestamp in time. But that is the reason as to why some of my songs have an accent and some of them don't. There you go.